channel update. I had intended on filming a couple of things today, but my plans were foiled. I thought I would just give a little update as far as what's been going on with the fleet this week, as well as other interesting things. So this morning, I did do a little bit of productive stuff. I did an oil change on the Sequoia, which, you know, there's a ton of oil change videos out there, and there's really nothing that special about changing the oil on a Sequoia other than having to remove the metal skid plate before you get to the oil filter and the oil drain plug. So it's 4 bolts, they're 12 millimeters, it's easy, you can figure that out. I figured I didn't need to film that. The other thing I was going to do was going to install a wind deflector on our Thule roof racks on our Jetta. If you've ever installed roof racks on a car that did not have them, you may notice the increase in wind noise, and oh my gosh, they are loud. So I've been reading, and we figured out that rather than go with a generic wind deflector, we were going to go with the actual factory one. We got a good deal on it on Amazon, and I was about to install it when I realized they sent us the wrong one. So that's like the 4th time we've had an Amazon fail this week with them sending the wrong thing. So putting away my stuff, no big deal. We had a little adventure as well this afternoon. I'll put a couple of pictures here for you to see what happened. But while my wife was hanging out in one of her favorite spots, this hammock swing thing that one of our friends was kind enough, I'm gonna unhook it from the thing here. But anyway, this nice hammock swing, which one of her friends gave to her, and she loves hanging out here and reading and chatting on the phone. And while she was there, this giant branch fell down and totally like took over the yard. So we got busy with chainsaws that we borrowed from some friends and chopped it up, and it was all a big pile over there. So my hobbits, my 2 teenagers, we put them to work moving it here, and they'll continue to chop it down with chainsaws and stuff until we can mulch it and get rid of it. But that was kind of a bit of excitement, having a giant tree branch fall down on, and you know, nearly taking out my wife. So not ideal. Anyway, so yeah, that's how my day's going, but it's all right. We're here, everybody's okay, and nobody's hurt. It's a good thing. So I'm gonna send back that incorrect roof rack, get the correct one, and we'll do an install on that probably next week, because I'm sure it'll take a couple of days to get the new one. I do have something to film after all today, just a quick project. Some of you may have these wonderful, they call them wind deflectors. They're really just sort of extra rain guards. What I've been using them for, people have different purposes, is it's hot here in Southern California, like really crazy hot out here, especially inland. So they allow you to crack your windows on all 4 sides or wherever. If you got a 2-door, just, you know, crack the 2 and your sunroof, and it provides airflow through the car without easy access for a thief. Now obviously a thief is going to break into your car regardless, but it keeps the honest people honest. Okay, we'll go with that. But anyway, this is one of the more expensive in-channel window deflectors, and you know, it sticks in. It's got some adhesive strip that keeps it in place, so when you roll the windows down, they don't pop out. But let's go around the other side here, and you will find that, oh, I'm missing this one. See, the adhesive decided to give up the ghost and it popped out. So we're going to reapply the adhesive to the wind vent channel thing, whatever you want to call it, and reinstall. I'll show you how to do that. I've seen a lot of people break them trying to install, or put it in the wrong place and then the window breaks it. Just all sorts of issues. So I'll show you how to do that. Now, coming into my very messy laboratory, you can see that the adhesive has really just separated from this. So I've got some new adhesive strip. It is twice as thick as the stuff that came on it in terms of how, yeah, it's just twice as thick. So I'm gonna put this on. I've had to do this a couple of times, and I don't write it off to like a lack of quality control of the maker of these. By the way, I really recommend, if you get these deflectors. Don't get the stick-on kind that go on the outside of your car. That's just cheesy looking. And if you do go to buy the in-channel ones like these, get the legit WeatherTech brand. They're not sponsoring this channel or anything, but I've tried WeatherTech and I've tried a number of other brands, and the WeatherTech always fit perfectly. And the other ones I've tried have always had issues where I've had to trim them or do something weird in order to get them to fit. WeatherTech, I don't tend to have that issue. The only issue I've had a couple of times, regardless of brand, is this adhesive strip just breaks down in the hot California sun after a couple of years. So I'm using the 3M body molding tape. It's a high temperature tape. I think it's what they actually use at their factory. It's just they use this really thin strip of it, and just a slightly thicker one will do the job way, way better. So we're going to use this, apply it all the way around the edge, even down into there, and then put it back on the car. All right, so just a little glass cleaner on a rag. And we'll just go over the surfaces where the adhesive is going to want to live. Just get rid of any residual dirt. It's not a lot, but we would like it to adhere really well. And just for good measure, do it again. And I'm just using glass cleaner because it will evaporate quickly and leave me a dry surface to start working with. All right, so that's done. And now we can move to the adhesive. So I'm going to start with this back section here. And I'm going to pop on that right there. Yeah, I might actually just take my knife and trim around there. A handy dandy X-Acto knife. And do exactly as the Boy Scouts say and cut away from myself. Fun fact, I was an assistant scoutmaster in the Boy Scouts for a long time. I say long time, it was like a couple of years. All right, so go ahead and run a strip down here as well. Press it into place. I'm going to turn it over to the back side so I can see where this is going to be. And again, handy dandy cut away from myself, and that is good there. And now we'll start at this edge and work our way back across. And there's a little bit of compliance in this to bend and form to curves, but not a lot. Fortunately, WeatherTech provides a pretty flat surface that goes into the channel. So before I install it, I'm going to really work my fingers all the way down this, press it into place to match that contour as best I can, and that's going to get me the deepest possible fit in the channel. Right now I'm just worried about that. Alright, so, and again, cut away from myself. Okay. Now put away my blade. And now we're just going to work our fingers around the surface here and just press it into place all along the channel. You want it to be as flat as possible against that piece of plastic. so that when we insert it into the channel, you really get just one shot to do it, because if you try to remove it, the adhesive it's pretty much done. It's like a one-time deal. I see a little bit of overlap here. I'm gonna trim that. Just get rid of that little triangle. There we go. And these extra bits, I'm not a huge fan of. There feels like they will just get fouled up, so cut that off as well. Now, if I wanted to be crazy detailed, I could go along this whole thing and trim off all this extra. I don't really feel like I need to do that though, because it's gonna give me more buy-in on the inside of the channel when I put it up there. Now again, there's kind of a trick to getting these in the channel if you follow the instructions that WeatherTech gives you. They're pretty good, but I've also seen a lot of people try to follow the instructions and mess it up. So we're gonna go do a test fit first, and then I'll pull off the red covering and we'll do it for real. By the way, if anyone from WeatherTech is watching this, I'm happy to support your company. Been a long-time customer. I've got your product on our Sequoia, on our 2003 Volkswagen Jetta. You can't see it, but I actually have it on my 2004 R32, on my 1993 Corrado. This is a 73 Fiat Spider, and you don't make anything for that. But I have a 2001 Jetta Mark IV that does not yet have your wind deflectors. So if you happen to watch this and wanted to, you know, send me a set out of goodwill, I'd be okay with that, just saying. Now, depending on what model of vehicle you have, there might be different instructions. I've seen some where WeatherTech actually has a part that fits down inside, like this part will go down inside the door, and then you have to work it around and bend the back corner to get it to fit. This one is opposite. You actually put it in the channel in the back and kind of fit it all along here. This one's one of the easiest, and then it slips inside that channel just like so, and you roll your window up. The key is you got to roll your window up because that snugs the adhesive on the inside, and the trick is you want to leave your window rolled up for about a day. So it seems counterintuitive to the purpose of these things, but leave your window rolled up. That gets it snug, and it gets the adhesive to cure against the mating surface. And then you can roll down your window, and it will stay in place, and it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. So this one is a pretty easy one. Some others do require a little bit of acrobatics to get it to work, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Just as an example, I'm going to mount my camera here for a second. So pretending that this end had to go in first. So if I have to put this end in first, then what ends up happening is you have to bend it out and get this back edge in here, feather all of this stuff into place, and work it up slowly, getting that to fall into the channel. A lot of people I see do it the opposite. They stick this in first, and then they try to bend it and get this to go down in, and they end up breaking it. So that's not a great thing. So anyway, this one is, again, one of the easier ones. We're going to go ahead and pull the adhesive off and set it in place, and then I'll go ahead and roll the window up, and it'll be good to roll my window down in about a day. Just start here. One of the tricky things about body molding tape, I think I've mentioned this. Yeah, I did mention this in the video when we were doing the side skirts on the R32, that this adhesive likes to stick to the adhesive protector on it. So a good set of thumbnails or fingernails to get it started separated is very handy. It's hard to do it with gloves on. I normally like to do everything with gloves on just because I don't want grease and stuff all over my hands, but whatever. Alright, so again, this one, I'm going to start with the back channel, tuck it up into place all along here. It's going to go into this channel in the front. Everything is there, and now I'm going to roll the window up. Et voila, we're done with that. So again, it's going to cure overnight, and then it'll be good to go in the morning. So I've got it successfully, in this case, reinstalled. You can see along this one, I didn't do a great job with the adhesive, and it kind of bubbled up. So I may go back and redo this one at some point as well, just pull it out. It's not an issue, it's staying in place, but the detail-oriented part of me doesn't like that, so I might fix it. Anyway, I hope you found that was helpful, especially if you've never installed these things, or maybe if you need to fix ones that are falling out. And yeah, so glad I found something to do today. Hope you have a great 4th of July. Stay safe out there. And let me know what projects you're working on, all right? Oh, one other thing I almost forgot to say. There is an ongoing virtual car show that is happening right now. My Corrado is entered in it. So if you go to ecstuning.com, they've got a virtual car show. Vote for me. You have to register your email address, which is, I know it's sketchy, some of you don't like to do that. Just use your spam email address. I know you have one, so use that. And they'll ask you what kind of car you have. So, you know, whatever. You probably have a car if you're watching this channel. But yeah, you can register for one car in each of the categories. So there's Porsche, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, and then a wild card channel. So my car is in the top 5 in the Volkswagen channel right now. Please go vote for me. That would be fantastic to actually win something with this car. I mean, never happened before. Well, I can't say never happened. It's been a long time. It's been like 20 years since my Corrado has won anything. So anyway, vote for me. Thank you. Feel free to support me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate the sponsorship of the people that are helping me create content. And I also want to give a shout out preemptively to Kansas City TDI. Actually, I'm probably butchering the name of their business, but they work on automatic transmissions, and they're helping me out get the Corrado transmission sorted out. My valve body is shot, so they're going to be doing a rebuild on that for me. Thank you guys. I'm about to rip that out and send it your direction. Anyway, God bless. Thanks. See you soon.